Marks finished 8th in the one-lap dash. And there was support for the team from the UK. The final day drew a large crowd to Lang Lang. It's also a rare opportunity to visit the proving ground. Tikuna leaves the pits and is pushing hard on the way to 5th place. Hertfordshire still has the lower rev limit to contend with. Driver Richard Scaines.
Not bad, I think a small problem with the engines, can't actually rev it above 7,000, but that's why the car sounds very quiet, but it's going alright, it's got a lot of torque. So.
And the handling and everything is okay?
The handling feels alright, yeah. It's got, I say it's got a lot of torque, so the back end's out all the time, but we don't load test sessions, so drive it fine.
The pit stops don't need to be made at F1 speeds, and the engine is turned off. The clock starts again when the car is back on the racetrack. Drivers have to wear a full fireproof racing suit and helmet. And the visor has to be down before you can go back out onto the track. There's trouble for the team from Hertfordshire.
Electrical connection or something. What happened? Yeah, all the electrics basically comes apart and out of the side pod, so it's cut all the power.
All right, you better fix it though. They did come back to take 10th in the Enduro. From Tasmania, David Butler. How was it out there?
Oh, heaps of hard work, yeah.
Is the car handling well?
The car's handling well, it's just, yeah, for extended periods of time, the steering's a bit heavy, so...
You're a bit sort of slow through the kink up there.
Yeah, well that was it, because you had to change so much, yeah.
Have you enjoyed the whole experience?
Yeah, definitely.
There are 3 further static events. The design event summarises the chassis, mechanics, powertrain, ergonomics and safety features. RIT from the USA came out on top in this and in the cost event. For the cost event, teams have to present their case for manufacturing the cars in a production run. How much will they cost and how practical are they to build? Finally, in the presentation event, the teams put their case to manufacturer representatives to essentially sell and market their project. The University of WA chases the Tasmanian car.
We've got Western Australia chasing Tasmania. Tasmania is getting the blue flag right now, so UWA goes past. Tucks in behind.
Driver changeover for Western Australia as Stephen Visser gets out of the car. And it's the end of the Enduro for the University of Tasmania. They finished in 6th place.
Thank you. Awesome!
University of Sydney are being chased by WA, who went on to finish 9th. And just on the track is Deakin.
I can't believe we proved him wrong.
Formula SAE can be surprisingly tough on drivers. Garth Heron from Tasmania.
Where did the car stand up to your driving?
Oh, the car stood up fine. It was me that's not high performance enough. Oh, man, felt really good out there. Oh, it's a long way.
Did you able to stay constant the whole way?
Actually, it felt like the car got better the more I drove it. I was feeling more and more comfortable each lap, but it also, it is big stress on the arms all the time.
Is that a strength thing or a design thing?
No, it's just a fitness thing. You just need to be set up to drive these cars. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, well, you've got to push it, don't you, to try and do your best. Unfortunately, I come unstuck a couple of times, but it's part of the game.
Car handled well?
Yeah, pretty much. A little light on the front end, tends to push through it a bit, and can't quite turn through the hairpin well enough. It really slows down, probably loses a second a lap down on the very bottom of the course.
And you've enjoyed competing in the event?
Oh, it's a fantastic event, it really is. You know, from the design through to the building of it and then getting to racing is just the final reward, I guess, the real buzz of it.
What do you get out of it as a student?
Well, as a student, a lot of teamwork, a lot of patience, and a lot of communication is involved as well. You know, a lot of hours, so you really learn to dedicate yourself to a program or to a task. And then, of course, there's just the camaraderie of it all as well, and it all goes to academic credit, or the majority of it. It involves your thesis as well. So there's just a huge range of benefits. Introduces you to industry.
Deakin were 12th in the lap dash, but struck trouble in the enduro.
Down the line there, we don't give it a second or put it up, we'll leave it lying down.
University of Queensland had fixed their brake problems. Or had they? They were able to restart after this minor off. If you avoid the cones, there's no penalty. There was plenty of on-track action to keep the crowd entertained. Away from the racing, the event sponsors and manufacturers had information booths and displays. Despite taking the checkered flag, Deakin hadn't done enough laps to qualify as a finisher.
A right and a left, past the marshal's post.
First-year entry, the University of Wollongong won high praise from the judges for the design and build of their car, Steel City Racer. The score in the enduro includes lap time, fuel usage and any penalties for leaving the track, hitting the cones or disobeying officials' instructions. The University of New South Wales with distinctive drive shafts. They finished an impressive third place in the enduro. Rochester Institute of Technology are an experienced team. They raced in both the US and UK events. Over 100 cars compete in the US Formula SAE event, with colleges and universities from all over the States and Europe coming to Michigan.
Will be broadcasting the highlights of this event next week.
Officials are looking at Wollongong's car, which has some of the bodywork scraping. Will they bring out the black flag? Steel City Racer had impressively won the lap dash the day before. There's no black flag for Wollongong, and they race on. University of New South Wales on Wollongong's tail. And RIT sets a Formula SAE record for the most number of spins in a 100 square metre area. The driver loses control in all senses of the word and racks up the penalties. RIT eventually finished fourth in the enduro. The checkered flag for Steel City Racer from Wollongong. Long-range planning includes having members from next year's team at the event to see what happens and understand how the event operates. Their enduro placing second.
Now we're getting out to go down to the field.
How the the car go?
It's good. Excellent. Apart from that.
Did it slow you down much?
Nah, I didn't slow it down. What didn't affect the temperature much or anything like that. So it just made plenty of noise.
Oh, trying to get back on course. I couldn't get myself around to get back into an entry before I left. Bad.
But the car handled it pretty well apart from that?
Yeah, it was.
There were a maximum of 3 cars on the track at any one time. Looking well balanced on the track, Red 5 from the University of Leeds.
For a bit of a talking.
Number 22 from the University of Sydney finished the lap dash in 7th place.
For their engines.
The German team have to travel to England to compete, as that's the only European Formula SAE event. There's great potential for a continental competition, given the strong motor industry in Germany and France. The Enduro proved to be more of a test than the teams thought. The warm weather and tight track made the slick racing tyres lose grip. Some drivers found it hard going, having to person handle the cars through the tight corners. Marginal engineering and construction was shown up over the longer event. Disappointment for the German team, with a DNF in the second heat. They finished 7th overall. Leeds was able to get the power down with the right gearing, and the drivers knew exactly what they were doing. They'd been over to the USA to compete as well, showing just how international Formula SAE is becoming. Despite the best efforts of University of Sydney, Leeds is catching up. On the flags were the hard-working members of the Geelong Flag Marshalling Group and employees of Holden.